Hi there, my name is JWLZI. In this video we are going to make the leather canister. Use Adobe Reader to print the pattern, making sure to select actual size. Verify the sizing of the printouts against the measuring blocks. Cut out the paper pattern pieces. Some pieces have a 1 and a 2 in the numbering, for example F1 and F2. Join these pieces together with masking tape by aligning the X's. Lay the pattern pieces on the leather and affix to the leather with masking tape, ensuring that all edges and stitching holes are covered. Cut the leather roughly 1 cm or 0.4 inches outside the edges of the pattern pieces. Punch all the stitching holes as well as the holes for the eyelet, press button and magnetic clasp. Transfer the position of all the marks indicated by arrows from the pattern pieces to the back of the leather. Each mark occurs at least twice, some 3 times. Cut out all the pieces on the outside lines. If the leather requires, burnish or paint the edges. Add the magnetic clasp to the lid side panel and the bottom side panel. Add the press stud to the upper loop holder. Lay the lid A on its back and place the lid reinforcer B on top. Make sure that the 1 marks align. Stitch in the round. Wet the outer edges of the lid and fold to the inside on the stitching line. Wrap the lid side panel C around the outer edge of the lid, ensuring that the 2 and 3 marks align. When cutting the thread, make additional provision to stitch the stitches of the upper loop holder with the same thread. Stitch from 3 to 2, but do not end off. Add the upper loop holder, aligning 2 and 3. Stitch the loop holder to the lid. Fold the bottom side panel F to form a cylinder. Place the connector J on the inside of the cylinder with its front to the outside, ensuring that marks 7, 8 and 9 align. Stitch through 7 to 8 to 9. The connector is a bit shorter than the cylinder and the bottom edges will not align. Add the loop to the bottom loop holder I and fold over so that 10 and 11 align. Then place the bottom loop holder on the outside of the cylinder. Marks 7, 9, 10 and 11 should match. Stitch from the lower edge of the cylinder to 7 and 9 and then down to the bottom again. The first stitch will only be through the loop holder and the cylinder. From the second stitch, the stitching will go through the connector as well. No need to stitch the bottom edge. If you are making the white canister, follow the next steps. Lay the bottom D on its back and place the bottom reinforcer E on top, aligning the 6 marks. Stitch in the round. Wet the edges and fold to the inside on the stitching line. Fit the bottom into the lower end of the cylinder and stitch in the round. If you are making the narrow canister, follow the next steps. Lay the bottom D on its back and place the bottom reinforcer E on top, aligning mark 6. Stitch in the round. Wet the edges and fold on the stitching line to the outside this time. Fit the bottom into the lower end of the cylinder with the edges to the outside and stitch in the round. Put the upper loop holder through the loop and close the press stud. Fit the lid so that the magnetic clasp align. It is now time for the leather treatment as required by the leather used. Congratulations! The leather canister is ready for use.